So I'm Chris, and I got this YouTube comment telling me that I helped him manifest a 10K raise in an industry where everyone else is being let off. I also had a YouTube comment telling me that he won the lottery, like a huge amount of money. And I've had several YouTube comments like that. And then we go to the next step. My clients, they have even greater results. And if you want to work with me, link is in the description. I help you become unstoppable in life. What I want to talk about today is how do we have an evening routine that is setting us up for success. An evening routine is important because it is the moment where you let go of your conscious mind and go to sleep, and you are in your subconscious mind all night. And in that subconscious mind is brewing the brew of success or the brew of failure. And if you can put the right ingredients in this mix, it will create changes in your life that are so big that it's hard to really grasp. If you have ever watched Inception, it is like that when the world keeps unfolding on you. And I have had several clients which finds it scary. It is hard realizing that you have so much power when you just claim it, because then you are also responsible for that power. You suddenly you become very responsible in a relationship because you know you can change the outcome of it. You become very responsible for your kids because you know you can change their lives. But you also become very responsible for your surroundings because you know you are an active creator in that. But let's talk about the evening routine. So we need to have a sacred period. 1 hour, half an hour, doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you find a level of conviction before going to bed that you are exactly what you want to be. Okay? So if you want to be like a Hollywood actor, then that is what we're looking for in that last half an hour. If you want to be the best trader in the world, then that is what we're looking for. If you want to be a business person making billions, then that is what we're looking for. Our assumptions change the world. That is how this works. Jumping timelines, manifestation, self-concept, self-identity, whatever you call it. That is what I teach. And so what we perceive the world to give us, we will get. Our perception is our projection in all instances of life. If we have a partner and we assume them to be mad, they will be mad. If we assume ourselves to be struggling, we will be struggling. So this last hour is where we can change that. Because our minds, they don't know the difference between real life experiences and imagined experiences. Because what happens, the image you get in your head is just your eyes sensing something, sending it to your brain, and you can do the same thing with your imagination. So you can actually change the outcome of certain events with your imagination. And that is how I do it with actors. That is how I do it with athletes. That's how I do it with business owners. Is we use our imagination and our conviction in collaboration to create results. So in this nighttime, we need a couple of elements. We have a time period that is sacred. Step number one, don't consume anything that is low vibe. Low vibe is it's fluffy, but I mean Netflix shows that pulls you out of power, lowers your vibe. Music that lowers your vibe. It is only things that makes you into the person you want to be that is allowed for this last half hour. Step number one. Step number two is revising your day. So how do we revisit every moment throughout the day that was out of alignment? It is the thoughts, it is the feelings we felt, it is the actions we took. You can imagine otherwise about your day after it happened. So a lot of people, they just use visualization to go into the future, and that's also good. But you're doing the same, actually visiting a memory. So if you had a fight today with a partner or a business partner, or you were out of alignment, you procrastinated a lot, go back to that. Tell yourself you did not. Tell yourself you did perfect. Allow yourself the good feeling of forgiveness. I will not blame myself. I will not shame myself. I will forgive myself and everyone around me. I'll forgive old me for doing this, and then I will show myself what new me did instead inside. So go back to the memories that annoyed you that day, or whatever, and play them out as if they don't. That is claiming your power. That is going back to the root of who you are inside. And I talked about this in the last video, but who you were is actually who you were when you were born. So even your name was given to you by your parents, right? It is not your name, it is your parents' name. You just believe it to be your name because you have rested your awareness on it. If they had called you anything else, you would believe that to be true, which means you are very powerful because you will believe truth to come from where you rest your awareness on. That was not a good sentence, but truth in your life will come where you rest your awareness. Let's put it like that. So if we start resting our awareness on every day being perfect, even after the day happened and it was not perfect, days will start becoming perfect. So let's take a very practical example. You are a professional football player or semi-professional and you would like to be a professional football player. Then we allow ourselves and forgive our old selves of not being that. Simply stating, yeah, so I will need to be it inside. I can pick my own labels. Instead of calling that bird a blackbird, I will just call it a banana bird. Because why would I call it something that other people decided I should call it? I know why you do it, because you do it with yourself. You're calling yourself anxious because your mom called you anxious or showed you how to be anxious. And now you're calling yourself it, calling yourself bad names. You would never do that to anyone else, but you're doing it to yourself. So today you can just pick a new label and you can call yourself a professional football player. You are allowed to do that. You don't have to just call yourself whatever other people calls you. Then you will never get ahead, right? Be like Kanye West, where he just kept on telling the world, I'm the greatest rapper alive. Being rejected doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in my inside world, because it doesn't. It matters in your outside world, and you keep being so clingy to that outside world because you and your parents and your society told you that is what matters. It isn't. Conviction, self-concept, it's inside. You can know yourself to be something without anyone thinking the same. All right? And when you do that, you will become unstoppable in life. There's nothing that can stop you. So you will start being a professional football player inside, knowing yourself to be that, assuming that to be the case every day, and not looking for it, because it is not based on the outside, and therefore the outside doesn't matter. And then you go on to the field and you play semi, right? Not that well. And then you will just play that day and you will tell yourself after the game, yeah, I'm a professional football player. Yeah. I still know that to be true. And then you can close your eyes in the evening routine, going through that game. Everything just working out. Touchdowns, play after the match, right? Everything was just awesome. And feel the euphoria and the feelings in that. Allow yourself to feel it. Rewiring that memory so it fits your narrative. And then when you have done that, then you go to step number 3. Go to that fulfillment. Convince yourself that you are it because you are it. Because nothing can stop you from being it. That you can just be it instead. That realize that there are no lies on the inside. There are only truths. Because it needs no external matchup. Right? You realize that if you are broke, but inside you tell yourself, I have 4 million in my bank account, there's no one to argue with you but yourself. And why would you argue with yourself? Why would you choose to be a loser on the inside? And that is set out of pure love to you. Why that? Why not just pick a number inside and always have that in your bank account? And for the right people, that will resonate, because then you will realize, but yeah, I keep myself stuck. Realize that you can make the division between the external world and the inside world and just start feeling very effing awesome, right? Because you have everything you want on the inside. And then you will realize that is how the world works. That is how you observe particles, and like you keep on collapsing timelines. You keep on collapsing waves into particles in that reality. So you are changing your world every time you believe yourself to be something. World will fall into place. God, Source, Allah, whatever you believe in, will do it for you. I am as my servant thinks I am. So think yourself to be whatever you would like. So go to that future in step number 3 in the night. Visit that. Find the fulfillment in it. And don't go to, I need to do this because I don't have it. That's not being it. Really indulge in it. Like really build that self-concept in the night. Like being that jerk that people will tell, oh, come on, get down from your horse. Right? Because you're not hurting anyone by doing it on the inside. Right? So be that charismatic person, has it all, knows it all, to yourself. You don't have to be a jerk to anyone else, but to old you. Right? Really bathe in your own sunshine every night. And then find that future where everything is just aligned. Feel the emotions, right? Feel the tingling sensations in your body. Feel and move, like notice how it changes you. Your entire posture changes. The way you speak changes. The way you feel changes. And when you find this in conviction, this empowerment, that is where you go to sleep. And I've noticed a lot of you comment on my YouTube videos, yeah, but I feel great. I cannot sleep when I feel great. I feel euphoria. Like you can and you will in a few days. Like you're so used to picking out worry thoughts that your system is simply like you have aligned something in your brain where you have aligned sleep hormones with certain, I would call them sad hormones, but let's not talk about that today. But you have associated that with a calm body. It is totally normal to sleep feeling good. It will arrive. And then also revisit if you don't sleep. Yeah, but I could not sleep because I felt so great, so today I feel bad. Nope, not on the inside. Maybe externally. Old you is going to fool you. That devil on the shoulder is going to tell you, yeah, but usually you're tired and sad when you are like, slept bad. Today, nope. Still the greatest football player alive. Also tired. Right? And then maybe, yeah, less sleep. Who cares? Still unstoppable on the inside. Right? So that is actually the steps to a good evening routine. Everything that already happened in your favor. Turn it around. Everything that is about to happen in your favor. Like you're flipping the script. Like you are creating your own movie, just writing it out. And you are in TV show with 10 episodes, and you realize you are at episode number 5, and now you feel stuck. Yeah, but I need to follow the first 5 episodes. Rewrite them. Rewrite them. Pick yourself, the characters, the locations, what happens. You're always the winner on the inside. Yeah. I think that's it to a good evening routine. I could pick a lot of other stuff, like plan out your next day, but realize you are not the greatest planner. Collective consciousness, God, Allah, whatever you believe in is. That is the greatest planner. You just need to know where you're going. You don't need to know how you're going there. That will solve itself. I've seen it so many times. So instead of productive evening routines, this is how you win in life every night. By just claiming yourself to be exactly what you are. Pure love, pure power, pure conviction, pure perfection. Talk soon. Get out of here.